Hello YouTube. We're here with the Yellow Lantern Corp set. Scarecrow and Crip over here. Sinestro. Hal Jordan. Some other guy, I don't know his name. And Mongol. Right? Mongol. I'll Guru will tell you more about him.
Hello everyone. Scarecrow! I've seen a few Scarecrow toys in my time. And he looks the bossest. The stitches all the way around his head. Look, they go all the way around his head. All the way to the back where they have a little peak. He's got the scariest face. Check out his eyes. Scarecrow's a cool lantern because he was like made for it. Just like Lex was made for being greed, Scarecrow is made for scaring things. He's got a cool jacket. Awesome design on it. His mobility's pretty good. And he's got his little noose on there. Now let's check out Sinestro. This is like probably my favorite Sinestro. I love the Yellow Lantern's designs on their costumes. These jaggy things on them looks really cool. I love the pink on his face. I think they got the color right for Sinestro. His head's not too enormous. It's not too small. It looks just eggplant enough. And I think he came with a little parallax toy, or I don't know how to say it, the little yellow thing. He's got the symbol on his armband here. His haircut's cool. Swoops over to this side. He really is one of my more favorite ones. And I like the way he ran his Corps, and I believe in his cause. He was cool. Here's Hal. Comic-Con exclusive. I love the yellow on him. I love the yellow on him. Yeah, check out that. It's so cool looking. I love the little buttons. Their belts are cool. They're just the lines there. And he looks pretty scary. Got a cool haircut, cool face. And that's how. Arkello. He came with a rope to go around his neck and a tongue, because his tongue got ripped out by, I can't remember if it's Mongol or Sinestro. I can't remember. But I took that off because it kept dangling around when I was trying to play with him. His mouth is super cool here. See little stretches of skin he's got left over, kind of holding his jaw together. His ring is huge. Check out his ring. He's got the armband with the yellow symbol back there too. The symbol's pretty big. I like, his isn't abrased like the rest of theirs. It's just painted on there with little pinstripe black. That's different. I'm going to make a note. His is also kind of painted, except for his armbands are brazed. Pretty much painted everywhere else. He's got a lot of ripples on his costume, and it feels the most like he's actually wearing something. Like every little end of the yellow is abrased up. And so is Scarecrow's. But he's like the smoothest of them all. That's for sure. And he's big, he's heavy. Really heavy. Which is good. Feels like he's punching when he punches. Not much going on with the head. You can go left to right though. Left to right, that's about it. Okay. Now Mongol's huge. So we'll try and get him out here. Now I think they did a toy for a comic series. It was the same toy, but without the rings. And I'd like to get that one too. But I'm much happier that I have this one, because it's got the yellow lantern rings, just like Parallax in the old school days where he had all his rings. It's super cool. And they're the most biggest rings, and you can see the symbols really well on them. His head can turn left, it can turn right some, but eventually his neck and his jaw stop him from turning anymore because his shoulders go higher than his head. He's got no elbow articulation. His wrists move here. And I can't. Okay, I got this one to move too. His wrists do move, but his elbows do not. His shoulders move. Oh God, Archillo. He's got huge boss feet so he can stand on his own. Really cool colors. And he's just so big. He's just so big. And he's kind of light. I like that. Like, between the two of them, Archillo's much heavier than this guy. He feels really hollow. But I like that. The bigger the toy, I don't want it to be heavy if I want to play with it. If I just want to pose it and beat some zombie down with it, it can be as heavy as Archillo here. But this is like one of the more crazier toys I have. It's a crazy sculpt that you don't usually get on everything. So I really like Mongol. I'm afraid to stand Archillo up. He's going to domino him. And then we got Crib. Crib is the creepiest... the one. I originally passed on her when I saw her in the store, but I saw her again and again, and that pale blue face, that pale blue skin of hers, it just so called to me. And she's creepy, and that's why originally I didn't like her, but now I like creepy things. But she has two babies in this cage, like this cage on her back. A yellow and a blue one, and I'll pull them out for you. And then she's got tiny little boobies. Weird saggy ones. She's supposed to be scary. Scary. Her toes. Got two toes. She's got a lot of raised yellow on her as well, kind of like Sinestro. On her boots and stuff. And even down to these lines on the back. Even those are raised up. And the pinstripes in the front between her toes. Very cool. Her waist is so super skinny. So skinny. And she's got these cool buttons on all of her arms. And here's her ring. And now let's rip her apart. For however long I had her, I didn't know her back came off. And these little kids were just like, not even in there, I don't think. Or I couldn't get them out or something like that. I didn't think her back came off, but this is what her back looks like off. It kind of concaves in to make room for the children. That's why our chest part looks so funny. Here's the rib cage. Or the back cage, I don't know what you'd call it. And here's the two little babies. Oh, they're kind of hard to hold. They're so tiny. Hey, hey, I have antenna. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but she keeps them in their back cage. And I don't know how easy it'll go back on. I just like to attempt just to show an epic fail here.
Head's in the way. It'll never shut.
Yeah, it's hard to get it shut again. So that's her. She's pretty creepy, and she collects babies and keeps them. And they all came with a few lanterns. A few tiny different ones. This one's pretty standard. This one I think came with Sinestro. It's kind of shiny and see-through. And it's got a different top. And then Arquillo is a really huge lantern. I don't know where it's at. But he has the biggest one. It's like that big and yellow. Those are my yellow lanterns.